Alright, today I want to continue on and show you how we can actually import a nice image and get a different type of image onto our board just by downloading some clip art off of Google or any other type of image site that you have. So here I just did a real quick image search for free mountain clip art, black and white. Clip art, and this black and white usually looks and does pretty well. So you'll see I've got this Shutterstock photo I just clicked on, and I went save image as, and I save that file onto my hard drive or onto your desktop, however you want to save it. So I'm going to bring that image into VCarve, and to do that, up here in my file operations menu, I have import bitmap for tracing. So you need to make sure that you do download and save the file either as a JPEG or a bitmap, some of the different types of images that VCarve will accept it. So I'm just going to click on that, and then I got to go through and find that file where I saved it, navigating through. So you'll see some of these others that I've already put in there, Batman, some different images as I've gone, the things that I've liked. So here's my mountain clip art, black and white. So I'm going to click that, hit open, and it positions this where it thinks you want to. Now for me this is fine, but I can click on that, I can expand, make it bigger, I can shrink it, make it smaller, I can grab it and move it to different places. If I wanted to like duplicate this, I could even copy and move it so that I got multiples. But for right now, this one right here in the center is good. Matter of fact, I might even kind of expand it just a little bit, because that Shutterstock is something that I'm going to get rid of. So we'll move this in here, put it down there, and I'll click off of it. Now all this is right now is an image overlaid on top of my workpiece. So I have to actually create the vector art that is there on this so that I can get that and machine what I need to machine out of it. And in order to do that, we have to have vector art. So I'll click on that photo. Notice over here in our create vectors panel, there's this little, what looks like a little birdie. It looks like a birdie to me. It's called trace bitmap. So I'm going to click that, and I mentioned to use a black and white because that's very, very easy. So notice this number of threshold, I can pull it now. Notice if I go to the max, it's going to pull a lot of other stuff that I don't want to see, and then I'm going to have to spend a lot of time going in and cleaning up that drawing. I might have to spend some time cleaning up that drawing anyway, but I'm going to set this somewhere between 40 and 60, 0.40 and 0.60. We'll just go ahead with 0.5 right now. I can make corner tight, corner fit, noise filter, bitmap fading. Don't worry about those, just leave those at whatever they're set, and I'll click preview. Now that kind of gives you an idea of what the vector art will look like, and I'm fine with that. So I'm going to hit apply and then close out of this. Now as soon as I do that, I want to get rid of some of this, because some of this is going to be way too much for me. So like all of this, the Shutterstock stuff, I'll just delete all those vectors. Now notice too, we still have that image underlaying it. So if I want to, if I click on that, I can delete that image, and all I'm left with now is the actual vector art, which is great. We won't talk about different copyright issues and so forth, but there are certain things that need to be taken care of, and you need to be considered as far as what you're pulling off. You know, if you're sitting there going to sell something, you know, if you're making these to sell, you might get into some potential legal problems if you're pulling images off of the internet that are copyrighted. You certainly wouldn't want to go using any of the Marvel characters or Star Wars characters and putting those on to go and sell, because you could be hit with a lawsuit for that. So you do want to be careful. Now if it's for your own personal use, that's a different matter. So it was that easy for me to create some vector art. So now I can go in, if I switch to toolpath modes, highlight those vectors so that they come up, and I'll just do a real quick what we call the quick engraving toolpath here. Using this, my 60-degree V-bit, 1/2 inch, it already comes up with a depth pressure of 0.09 or 90 thousandths. I'll change that to 1/8 of an inch, and it's just going to do an outline. So I'm going to show you a couple of different methods here. So let's calculate that out. So I'm going to close this for just a second so we can go into the preview. Let me reset this preview here. I've been playing around. Let's put this on. Let's go ahead and run this just so you can see. So this is the preview of what you would get with that quick engrave. So let me reset that for a second. Go back in. That's the preview that you would get if you quick engrave, do an outline. Now let's see if I can do the fill, recalculate this out, and let's close this and go back to preview that. Oops, hit the wrong tool menu instead. So here is our preview there, and a couple of different options and the different ways that you can get that. So try it out, import your image, try some cutting patterns there to see what it looks like. It'll come out great, and go ahead and give it a try. Thanks for watching.